because as an adult, he continued to do things to me, and not my twin, but to me. He sent in somebody to date me, to unalive me. So this is stuff we're going to talk about. I've been doing.
Welcome to another episode of the Donta Show Network, Story Times, where I tell prison stories, hood stories, and supernatural stories.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
All right, y'all. We got one of the most biggest rappers that's coming out of the Midwest. And this is, well, we're going to let her introduce herself to y'all.
What's up, guys? I'm Sarah, a.k.a. Donta Show. That's me. How y'all doing?
Okay. So basically, we got this guest on the channel today because she has a very, very interesting story. And we're going to have to break this down maybe into 6 different parts. So we're going to start from the beginning. So how was like your childhood growing up? Where are you from?
I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Oh, we from the same place.
Yeah, Flint, Michigan. Shout out to that Flint, Michigan. Flint town. Hey, yeah.
What side of town you from?
I'm from the north side.
That's the best side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was life? How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
How old do I look?
I can't tell, man, but I got to put you under 25.
You so silly.
I can't tell, man. I how old do I look?
Well, I don't know. Probably like 30, 31 or 30.
See, I'm 36.
Okay. Well, I'm 45, yo.
Man, see, no way. Ain't nobody. Yeah. Okay. Well, you got me about what, 10 years, 9 years. So okay. So let's take it back. So how was it growing up in Flint?
Ooh, growing up in Flint, it was okay, but it's not like it is now, today.
Oh
Flint
yeah.
back then was awesome, to live, but I had a rough childhood, and things wasn't. My father was a demon,
You
and
say him?
my mother, she was nice, but me and my twin sister, it was me, my twin sister, and my other younger sister. So growing up, for me as a child, my father abused us.
Mm.
So I went through a lot, and I talk about that because God told me to go on YouTube and give my testimony and my story. So I told that story, and by me telling that story, it brought on other consequences.
Now before we get there, let's talk about. Can you give us details of what was going on with the father? Like what was going on? What was the situation?
Well, when my mother would leave for work, my mother worked for General Motors, GM. So when she would leave for work, then that's when it started. Like he would beat us and be laughing like ha 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 ha. So I'm like, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
And it's just for any little thing, he would beat the brakes off of us, and also like SA us.
Oh.
Yeah, so I went through a lot as a child, and then when I told my mother what was happening, she still left us. So like,
You said she stood up for y'all?
no.
What you say she did when you told her?
Well, she was asking the stuff for advice, but really nothing. She just still continued to leave us there. But see, it's more to it because my father was a mason, and
He was a what?
he he was a mason.
Oh, okay.
So he was like he was into like evil work and stuff like that. So I felt like he did something to my mother for her not to believe us. So she left us there. You see what I'm saying? So in return, it just caused a lot. Like growing up and stuff like that, I had to heal myself.
Yeah. So you had a lot of childhood trauma.
Yes, and then for the life of me, I couldn't understand why your parents are supposed to love you,
Yeah.
okay, and support you, but some do and some don't. But it's just the hand that you're dealt. So I made the best of the situation that the hand that I was dealt. So my father, he was always mean, drinking, and he would beat my mother in front of us.
Yeah.
But my other younger sister, he wouldn't touch her. It's just like he hated me and my twin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? This is gonna be a personal question. So, is it safe to say? I'm just judging you off your appearance. Is it safe to say? Are you a stud?
Well, I really don't label myself. If I had to, I would say, but I'm just me.
Okay.
I,
Now,
I'm a
the reason why I say that is because I worked with a lot of juveniles when I used to live in Columbus, Ohio. I worked with a lot of juveniles, and one of the things that I noticed, like a lot of kids that had sexual childhood trauma, they would gravitate to the same sex, right? So, do you think that because of what your father did to you back in the day, that may have had some type of effect on how you are today, dealing with your sexuality?
Yes, it played a big part in it because I feel like if it wasn't for that, he took away my right to decide. Should I say? Because if it wasn't for that, I feel like I would have had a fair chance to choose. So with that happening to me, it kind of it turned me. I was more so attracted to women because of what I went through. So and then it gets deeper because when I sit down and put the healing work in with God, I had started fighting against all of it. So at a point in time, God had took it away from me. So I'll get into that story later, though.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So when did the abuse stop?
I want to say about 7 or 8.
It was about 7 to 8 years old.
Yeah, the damage had been done because my mother, my mother went moved to California with him. So he put a gun in her purse and got her fired. And then when he went to work, he called back out there and told the people that she had a gun in her purse and she was gonna do this, whatnot. And then I remember my mother coming home, beating on the door. She dang near kicked the door down, saying, "You got me fired." And I know it was him because I remember it was snowing and he was throwing snowballs at the window. Then he came in and said, "Do y'all have 25 cents so he could use a payphone?" Back in the day, we had payphones and landlines.
Yeah.
So I said no, and then he disappeared and came back, and then probably like 15 minutes later, my mother came home mad, and that's when she put him out and finally got rid of him.
Let me ask you this. So okay? So they had what? You, your twin, and you said a little sister.
Yeah, a younger sister who was 8 years younger than us.
Why do you think he has so much hatred towards y'all? Like, what?
Now, now that I'm older, I more so got it worse than my twin. But now that I'm older and I came to realize what was going on, he was just demonic. And sometimes when you have to understand, demons can be born in your family, in your bloodline. So demons don't like the light, and the light that he seen, he didn't like the light.
So okay? Let me ask you this. So, is he still alive?
No, he just passed. And when I go down the line later, I will get into all of that. What he's done to me since I was an adult. Like I try to move on for that, but he did other worse stuff to me and try to take my life and stuff since I've been an adult. I stutter sometimes too, so forgive me.
That's okay. Too. I still do it right now. I
Okay.
just don't hear it. So, wow, man, this is getting deep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said, have you and him physically ever fought as an adult?
No, I wanted to, but I forgave him. Once I forgave him for the child abuse, and then I went and put the healing work in with God. Like God started giving me visions and dreams and stuff like that, because I got the gift of prophecy. I can see future events before it happened and stuff like that. So God was showing me my father trying to hurt me, and then I couldn't believe it. So I had to go get a second opinion. And when I got because I tend to doubt myself, even though God showed me sometimes I tend to doubt myself. So I got a second opinion, and I brought in other gifted people who can see, and had them to clarify this for me if it's true what God was showing me, because I was in denial. So I couldn't believe it. This man, what he had been doing. I thought, like, okay, I know he didn't really care for us, basically child abusing us, but I didn't think that he would still be trying to harm me behind the scenes.
And what were some of these things that he was doing behind the scenes?
Now that I'm an adult, God gave me a dream where I would walk in my house and he would come behind me and kill me. I had this dream repeatedly, and so I brought in other readers who was gifted to see, because I was tripping out. So come to find out, this man, his grandmother, his mother, which is my grandmother, had set up a trust for me / me when she passed. I didn't know nothing about it. This man, when I aired on the show and gave my essay, I gotta watch what I say on YouTube, because you can't say that stuff. But when I aired that story about how he essayed me as a child, then he sent a hit to my house. These two guys that work, they say they work for the electric company, consumers. But see, I already know. God had let me know, because I have the spirit of discernment. So when they arrived, I knew exactly who they were, and they said they was with consumers. They needed to get in the house to get to my backyard, and went to reach for my door, and I said, "No, nigga, to reach for my door," And I said, "Where the truck at?" He said, "It's around the corner." I said, "Get the F away from my house." So then I already knew what time it was. So I asked my neighbors and stuff, "Did some guys come to your house saying they were with consumers?" No, no, no. So that's when it started. God gave me the dream first of me walking in, him trying to harm me. So then the guys came. So that's when I hired other people who were gifted to see and read, to confirm what the vision God had showed me and all of this stuff. And what I found out was, and I got this on my YouTube page too. Um, my grandmother had set up a trust for me. He got jealous of that. She left me a house and all this stuff. So this man has tried to uh, unalive me because of this that I knew nothing about. So I thought, as if me being a child, becoming an adult, getting over the abuse he did, he continued this even as an adult. So finally, God ended up taking him up out of here.
So was your twin sister in that will also?
No, I was the only one.
Okay.
So at a young age, I feel like my grandmother knew who I was. I was chosen to break the cycle off of my bloodline. Not go the route my father went, as far as abusing and being mean and stuff like that.
Wait. So you said you feel like you was chosen to break the cycle. So are you saying that your twin sister is an abuser?
No, I'm not saying she's an abuser, but it has affected her to a way where at times she's uptight and mean.
Okay. Okay. What about your baby sister, the 8-year-old?
We don't talk. So it's just he really never got along with his sisters, and I tried, but you can only try so much, Dante. You know,
You said you and your younger sister don't talk?
we don't talk at
Do,
all.
do, do you want to explain why?
Well, when I was like 17, hold on, 17, 19, my mother ended up moving up to Georgia. So I lived in Georgia for like 8 years.
What part?
A park called Warner Robins, Georgia, 20 minutes from Macon, Georgia.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it?
Nah, when I was down there, I stayed like in Covington and Conyers.
Yeah, I heard of both of those.
Yeah,
I
that's
hung
what I.
out in Stone Mountain. Have you ever heard of Stone Mountain?
Yeah, I lived there for a year too.
Okay, Stone Mountain is beautiful. But
Yeah.
yeah, mom ended up moving us down there. So when my mother moved us down there, shortly after, you know, my younger sister she was 8 years older than us, so I was 19, and she when she got probably like I want to say 16, she ended up meeting this guy, and next thing we know, she moved out the house and never spoke to us again. So I feel like he did something to her, or mom manipulated her, because her friends were coming to me asking me, "What's wrong with your sister? She's not the same no more." So
You know,
that's what.
I can tell you exactly what happened. Was this an older man that she moved in with?
Yeah, yeah, he was about me and my sister's age. Yeah,
That's the game. See, these older guys get with these young girls and manipulate them, and they
yeah.
isolate. They predators. They predators.
Isolate them and pull them away from their family. Yeah,
Yep,
hmm,
that's what they do.
that's
And
exactly.
it probably wasn't that your sister just didn't want to be around y'all. He was manipulating her. He probably was abusing her. It's like it was. I deal with cases like this all the time, all the time. It just sound like a rerun, like a repeat. That's why when you were saying like she just moved out and just left. No, the police should have been contacted because she was still a minor.
He still didn't want to let my mother talk to her, and the police said, look at here. That's her daughter. You're gonna let her talk to her daughter." So the
Yeah,
police did step in and intervene.
she just
But
never came home.
so he kind of was like my father. So until I feel like, Dante, until you heal yourself, you end up attracting who your parents are. Like word. Like my father was a bad person, so my sister ended up attracting a man that was like my father. That's my
How
opinion.
How was your twin sister? How she's doing in life?
She's fine, but you know what? When I asked her, like, can you believe like twins are supposed to be close? As kids, we were close, but as adults, it's just I try to get along with her, but it's just always something. No matter what I say to her, uh, we just don't see eye to eye. So I've asked her, would you like to? I said, would you like to speak up about what our father did to us? Woo! She started yelling at me and hung up on me. So we never talked about it. We never talk about it. When I try to talk to her about it, he just blow up and get mad. So I haven't said nothing since.
Yeah, sometimes people, that trauma is something, man, and sometimes you gotta, to start the healing process, you gotta talk to somebody, whether get therapy, counseling, or a best friend, somebody that you can vent to. Because when you hold that type of stuff in, man, it start manifesting in different ways. Where you just be angry all the time, or just be secluded and just dealing with all that. That's why I was like wondering, like, do you like when you talk to your mom? Is your mom still alive?
No, she passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Have y'all had a conversation like, yo, mom, like, was he always like this before we even came? Like, how was he before, y'all start having children?
He was always messed up. Like I did an interview with my aunt, and my aunt said at a when he was a young age, he was messed up, and his mother said somebody should have shot him then because he ended up harming an animal and then doing crazy stuff. So at a young age, my grandmother knew he was messed up. And I
You
don't.
know
I feel like he shouldn't have had kids. He shouldn't have had kids.
what? You know what? As you talking,
Hmm.
it's really starting to. It's this Bible. It's a parable that Jesus told. He said that he told a parable where he said that there was um let's just say a farmer that went out and he planted his seeds in the yard, and then when he went to go lay down, the enemy came and threw his seeds out there. So in the morning time, his servant came to him and said, "Hey, master, something is wrong here. You need to come see what's going on." So when he came and looked out, he seen that there was wheat and thorns and stuff combined together and stuff. And so the servant was like, "What happened?" He said, "The enemy did this." So the servant asked, he said, "Well, can I just, you want me to just pull it out?" And he said, "No, because they join together at the root. Just let them grow together. And when it's the harvest time, I'm gonna separate them." Right? That right there, like that keeps that right there screaming at me. Somebody else was not telling me the same similar story that you telling, but something similar about like they spouse that they was with. They was just prying evil, and
Oh yeah.
I'm starting to think that maybe that parable wasn't just a parable. Maybe Jesus was speaking directly, saying, "Yeah, there's people on this earth that may look human, talk
Uh huh.
human, but
Uh
they
huh.
are really they're from the devil." And
Oh
I
yeah.
believe,
Oh yeah. And Dante, some of them will be in your family because it's no way that a father should the father should protect their kids,
yeah,
and it's no way that the father should do the things that he did to us or he continued to do to me, because as an adult he continued to do things to me, and not my twin, but to me. He sent in somebody to date me, to unalive me. So this is stuff that we're going to talk about. I've been
let's,
doing my case investigation
uh,
on him, so that's something deeper that I will talk about. So
well,
many people, his sister was in on this. My half sister, which is his other child by a different mother, two of my cousins on that side, her, my father, and then the person he sent in to date me. They
whoa,
all were.
so you hold on. So this is more like a conspiracy thing. Are you saying it was more than one person that participated into this?
Yes, trying to take my life. And yes, yes.
Let's talk about the part where you said that he sent somebody to date you. Tell me, how did this start? How did that start?
So basically, he sent somebody to date me. I was online. And to this day, I don't do online dating. Okay.
Yeah.
So he sent somebody to date me online, but they had been watching me for a minute, knew everything about me. And I just, I don't know, because, back then I was like naive, and I felt like if I was a good person, majority of people would be good, but the devil send people to come into your life, kill or destroy, and steal
So
at
let me
times.
ask. So let me ask you this. So did she reach out to you, or did you reach out to her online?
He reached out to me.
Okay. So then she wrote you
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, I think you cute," and blah 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 blah. You like, "Yeah, okay. So let's meet up."
She kind of talked and said, "Yes, I do." I said, "Do what? I didn't ask you." So then we started. We started conversing, and
Okay.
it went from there. Met up. So she was sent in to unalive me, and I remember when I sit up and said that I had started to catch feelings. She said, "I'm trying to save you," and I said, "Save me from what?" And so it made sense when I started investigating this. God was showing me this. I brought in other people who's gifted to see, to clarify, to confirm, because I doubted myself a lot,
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe it. So
Wait. How long was you and her dating?
probably like, I want to sit up and say about 2.5 to 3 months.
Okay. When did you first see a sign where you said, "Yo, wait a minute, something ain't right here"?
When I stood up and started to say I was catching feelings, and she said, I'm trying to save you. So I said, save me from what? So I know that the reason she said that is because she was sent in to harm me, but she probably started catching feelings for me too. And
Oh,
I couldn't do it. So that's what I get from it.
so so did she ever? Was it there a time where you probably found like some rat poison or something laying around, and you like, yo, something?
No,
So what
no.
was?
So come to find out, she put cameras up in my house and
Okay.
had me on the dark web. And it's just a lot. This stuff go deep. So my father tried to human sex traffic me. So
Oh,
like I said, it did this goes deep. So I found this all out like last about a year. Yeah, about a year now. So it's just
so you
I
said,
can't
wait,
believe it
you said, how did you know you was on the dark web?
because it's been told to me. I've been investigating the case. The feds are on the case, and I brought in other gifted readers to read for me who didn't know nothing about me or my father, and they were all saying the same thing. And plus, on top of what God was showing me, so God gave me visions and stuff too,
Now these readers, that you contacted, where are they from?
across the world, like different parts of the world.
Okay.
So
Now,
some of them are in the U.S. I contacted one in the U.K. and one in Lansing, Michigan, and one in Georgia. Just different parts of the world.
have you ever met up with any of these people?
No, we just did a live thing like me and you are doing, or over the phone, and I
Okay.
explained to them what God had shown me, my visions that I had, and could they clarify, like, is this actually real? And what these people told me, I can't believe it, but it all makes sense now because me and my sister and my other two cousins read a prayer line. When I asked them, I said, "What is this about a trust that our grandmother left for me in a house?" They stopped talking to me. We haven't talked since this day for over a year now. So it lets me know that they knew about this too.
Let
And
me ask you, did you ever receive the things in that trust?
no, it's going on now. Like I'm going to end up getting subpoenaed to court and stuff like that. So it's still ongoing.
So who's trying to contest? Because you left everything.
I want to say I was, but I feel like my father, okay, keep in mind, my father had my birth certificate. As a child, I had to go get my birth certificate before we left and went to Georgia. And I thought it was weird that my birth certificate was missing. So he had my birth certificate, and they end up trying to make it seem like I was crazy to get stuff switched out of my name, and he was my guardian, some type of way. And that's how he ended up taking it from me.
So he ended up transferring the trust into his name.
Yes,
So
with the
he
help
died.
of, go ahead.
So when he died, was he in prison? Did he? Okay. When grandma died, right?
Uh-huh.
Did When grandma died, he inherited everything?
She left it to me.
Yeah, but I'm
But
saying,
he did because he switched documentation. Yeah.
so he started benefiting from that will.
Yes, and then to before I woke up and realized they were trying to unalive me.
Oh, so basically you saying
Uh-huh.
that he he um he got it switched out of your name, put it in his name, and he wanted to tie up loose ends.
Yes, pretty much
Okay,
yes.
got it.
Yeah.
So
So it's
now,
crazy.
is it like, so I'm pretty sure he spent all the money up, right?
Yeah.
But the house, you still will be able to get the house then.
Yeah, I'm still working on that now and trying to contact the people dealing with the probate and stuff like that. So it's a shock though, because your father, man, I just can't believe it. Now, he wasn't a part of my life, but I didn't think he would do no crazy mess like this.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's like a story that you will hear on the Steve Wicko channel, you know?
but it's more, and it's things that people don't talk about, Dante, like evil that go on, like evil in the Bible. My father was a evil man, like he was into dark work, like witchcraft and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
deeper than you know. This man had done things like as a kid. I would see things around the house. One time I caught him. Like he would say, "Go check on the clothes and stuff." And I said, "I'm not gonna go check on the clothes. I'm gonna peep around the corner and see what he's doing. He's in the bathroom urinating in my mother's cup. So I'm telling my mother, don't drink that. He's putting stuff in your food. He's putting stuff in your food." And people don't talk about this, but when you have to be careful if you take food from somebody, because they can put stuff in your spaghetti. I'm telling you, man, people don't talk about stuff like this. It's
Yeah.
evil people out here. Okay,
Yeah.
so my father was that type, and he did work of the devil, and it's just more. So because of what they were trying to do to me, people just start dropping in the family, because God don't play about me, and I'm chosen by God. I'm chosen by God. You can't sit up there and do evil witchcraft on a chosen individual and not go back to you. Okay?
Yeah. I agree.
They
When you
start
come to
dropping like flies. And then I brought in another a person to confirm, and she said it's from what he was doing to me. He was doing evil works for me, and God took him up out of here, and Satan came and dragged him down to hell. So
the,
it's just this man, like all
I,
these years, as if the abuse wasn't enough. Leave me be and let me live the rest of my life. You see what I'm saying?
well, he's gone now,
You
thank
see
God.
it, and you celebrate it. I celebrate it. I celebrate it. And you know, my twin sister called me and she was crying. And I said, I can't believe you calling me crying about him. After everything he did to us, and I sit up here and told you this man tried to kill me, to try to unalive me. And you're crying
Yeah.
to me about him. But in all actuality, I think she was crying about him because she hadn't really dealt with her emotions or wanted to talk about what had happened.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
Okay. Well, listen, we gonna wrap it up right here, and then we're gonna do a part two. So
All
this
right.
we gonna yeah, we'll be back. So everybody check this out. I'm gonna leave her social media links in the comment section pinned at the top. Until next time. You got anything to say to the audience?
I want to say to the audience, be mindful, everybody, excuse me, who's around you. Friends, family members, loved ones. People will sit up there and see you doing good and see you on top and become jealous of you and want to bring you down. Everybody just smile in your face. It's not your friend. Just because your family member smile don't mean they won't stab you in the back and try and betray you and set you up. Y'all better be careful and take heed. Teach your kids. Teach your kids to pay attention.
Yeah. I'm pulling a knife out of my back right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It be
But
your family, the closest one to you. And
yeah.
that's it. Hope y'all have a nice day. And thank you for taking the time to listen to my story.
All right. We'll be back.
For sure.
Hey, did you know that I do promotions now? I promote all social media channels such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I promote it. Also, I promote products and businesses also. So if you need promo, get in contact with me. All right, y'all, it's the fall season. Make sure y'all cop y'all military mind game merchandise. I got hoodies for you. I got shirts for you. I even got coffee mugs for you. Y'all see that hat? Y'all see that pillow? Make sure y'all cop your military mind game merchandise. I have the link pinned at the top of the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click this video. Until next time.